Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about a very interesting game that I'm pretty sure you've never heard of. The game in question is called Drainstorm. Drainstorm is a unique shareware 2D game released back in 1997 by Dave Horner. It is best described as a roguelike, or a roguelite rather, as it combines common roguelike features like random level generation and randomized loot, but with very user-friendly controls and very simple gameplay. I'm going to quote an article about the game written in 2007 on TechSource. You could say Drainstorm is, quote, an FPS for roguelikes, since it retains the turn-based movement, randomly generated dungeons and low-level tactics, but drops the complex controls and memorization. What you get is a really fast-paced strategy game that is easy to pick up and play. Drainstorm also has a nostalgic value for me, as it is one of the games I played constantly when I was a child. Even though a part of me likes the game because of this connection to my past, I can genuinely say that the game has a lot of potential and interesting ideas that should be further developed. Here's the main menu in all its glory. You can choose to start a new game, load a previously saved game, or read the help section. The help section begins with a funny background story for the game that doesn't take itself seriously. You play the role of the mighty drain probe Ether Vessel, built to annihilate gruesome monsters that have invaded your shower drain and are planning to invade the galaxy next. The help screen also contains some basic information about the most common game elements and the game controls. I think it's time to dive into the game. The gameplay is completely turn-based. The player moves first, then all the other elements on the screen. In a turn, you can choose to move or shoot in one of the 8 directions, or wait in the current spot. To select the direction, the numpad is used. Diagonal directions are allowed and are critical to the gameplay. Simply pressing a numeric key will move the Ether Vessel in that direction. If you press a numeric key while holding Shift down, the Ether Vessel won't move, but it will shoot in that direction or perform some special actions, depending on your current equipped weapon. To wait, you can simply press 5. On the left of the screen, you can see your arsenal. You can navigate it by pressing A and Z. Looking through your equipment won't cost any turn. Your starting weapon is the bubble, which has infinite ammo and kills most enemies by trapping them into bubbles that become obstacles. As you can see, enemies spawn from square portals. The most common type of enemy is the squid, which basically just moves towards you. If an enemy manages to move into your tile, you will lose a life. Portals cannot be harmed by bubbles. You can use bombs though. They move in a straight line just like bubbles, but can destroy portals and crack tiles, which are those circular walls, and will also kill most enemies without leaving behind any obstacle. Every randomly generated room usually has some portals, some treasure and some arrows that will let you go forward or backtrack. Treasure contains equipment. There are a lot of different weapons in the game which are useful in various situations. You can find mines that you can place on the ground, decoys that will temporarily attract the enemies, missiles that will split into bombs, fireballs that will move through enemies, and many other interesting guns. Enemies are varied as well, and will become harder to deal with in later stages. Some enemies will be immune to bubbles, some enemies will have a completely different movement patterns, and so on. Going deeper into the drain, you will also encounter handcrafted stages that are unique challenges and progress the story further. There's a casino where you can bet your ammunition in order to win treasure. There's a special chest room that will trigger an alarm upon opening one of the bronze chests, and many other interesting setups. The game is extremely addictive and fun to play. It is also completely free and self-contained in an executable file under 1 MB. I really have to state again how much potential this game has. It manages to be very simple to pick up, but still forces the player to think strategically and manage his resources wisely. I'm seriously considering creating a remake and expanding upon this very interesting concept by adding new elements and features. Unfortunately, getting the game to run is not easy. It actually doesn't run on 64-bit Windows systems. Your best bet to get the game running is using a 32-bit virtual machine or using Wine under Linux. I recorded all the footage by playing the game using Wine on my Arch Linux setup. I strongly encourage you to try out the game, it is very fun. Dreamstorm is very unknown at the moment. There are only a few articles and 2 YouTube videos about it. The author, Dave Horner, completely disappeared and it is impossible to track him down from the original website. It's a shame that this game has been completely overlooked and that its author is nowhere to be found. It would be interesting to look through the source code of the game and port it to modern systems. If Dave Horner ever watches this video, or if someone knows how to get in touch with him, please let me know. Well, that's it for this video. If you try out the game, feel free to leave a comment. Also, I'd really like to know if you enjoyed this review, because I have a lot of other obscure games that I like to show you. Thanks for watching.